Obviously, your targets have picked up quite a bit with so many moving parts in this offense. What's your assessment of how you take advantage of those opportunities?
Just trying to win. And if that means I get more targets, then that means I get more targets. If that means other people get involved, that means other people get involved. I think at this point in the season, we just want to get wins. And it's all up to, Spencer too. Like, whoever he feels comfortable with, whoever he's throwing the ball to, we just expect to make the plays and make the plays. And so, we're just trying to spread the ball around, honestly, just so we could put some points on the board. I know we haven't done that in the past 2 weeks, but that's the aim. The aim is try to get the guys who he's comfortable with, try to get them the ball, and try to make plays so we can score some more points.
Juwan, one more week in the season, you're becoming a potential free agent in the offseason. What do you want to get out of this last week?
Well, it is interesting, but I feel like the biggest thing is just embracing what I have now. I've been here for 5 years, undrafted guy, seen a lot of people come and go. I think the biggest thing is just enjoying what I have here with the guys that I have. I've been with a guy like Cam Jordan, DeMario, Taysom for 5 years, and been with a guy like Foster for 2. Been with other guys for 1, and a guy like MVS for a couple months. So in the NFL, you always get like different pockets of people, and you'll never experience this ever again. So every year is very different. You just got to cherish a year like this year, even if the losses happen. Coaching changes. I guess people would say it was one for the books, but yeah, you just got to be appreciative of it. There's one last week, and honestly, you never know how it looks next year. People go different places. I may go different places. You just never know. It's the business. It's just what it is. And so, just enjoying the guys that you have for the one last week that we have, because this team will be different next year.
How tumultuous has this year been? With injuries, you just mentioned injuries, coaches, everything that's swirled around the team. How tumultuous has it been, and how difficult has it been to kind of stay level-headed through?
Yeah. Well, you have to. I feel like I spoke to someone like last week. It's just life, and I feel like if you just only look at the negative, you're just gonna have a negative perspective on it. But if you look at the good things about it, you honestly would have a better perspective on it. Just taking the quarterback situation, Derek went down, and obviously that sucks. But you get to see from a different point of view how he's been a different side of a leader. He isn't a leader in between the lines, but he's a leader outside of the lines. So you see him on the sidelines. He doesn't have to go to away games, but he does. So seeing a guy like that who has no business, who doesn't have to go, and he's there coaching guys, talking to guys, building a relationship with guys, and you see a guy like Spencer, he's out there, he's playing. Who knew we would see much of Spencer if Derek was playing? So you get to see guys like that. Things happen during the season. People may see it as dark, but if you see light in the situation, you just have a different perspective on everything. And so, we could soak, but at the end of the day, it's all about perspective. And so, I guess I don't even know how to pronounce what you just said. Tumultuous. We could look at the season like that, but the season has been really cool. I'm not gonna lie. I know it can seem like he's just trying to be optimistic, but when you go through things like this, it kind of builds a lot of character, builds a lot of faith, and I wouldn't rather go with war with anybody else with them. I just love playing with them. I love being in the locker room with them. I love being on the field with them. You just never see guys who are just go through so many things and have so much fun. I had the most fun in the past 7 weeks that I've had in a long time. So it's been really fun.
What's been your review of Spencer? What you shown in his starts?
It's really fun to see Spencer and the way he grows. Obviously, like I said, you're just in a situation where different starting quarterbacks have the starters around them. We have a build a roster. You have so many guys that are on our offense who weren't with us during training camp, and so timings are different and things like that. And the thing is, Spencer has picked up the pieces and dealt with the cards that were dealt before him, and it's hard. That's definitely hard for any quarterback, let alone a rookie quarterback. But he hasn't complained once. He hasn't made an excuse. Every time a coach has corrected him, he's been very receptive of it, and I respect that. He could make every excuse possible. He could walk around with his head down. He could walk around saying, like, this is, like, I don't have the guys. I don't have Chris. I don't have Sheed. I don't have Taysom. I don't have Alvin. Like, he never said that. He's just dealt with the cards that he had. And he just goes out there and plays, man. He throws the ball. He don't care. He throws it with no conviction. And I love it. And I love playing with him. I love the way he plays. I love the way he's just laser focused and how he just wants to win. And he just loves playing football. He doesn't really care about the outcome, especially like when we've been down. He's just been playing, just keep fighting. So I love the way he plays, and obviously I see a lot more coming from him. So he's just growing every game.
How hard did he throw that one? Like when he beat the blitz, and it's kind of like how fast is that thing coming in?
I don't know which one. No, but yeah, man. Like I said, like he's learning the game as he goes, and I feel like that's the biggest thing because it's different from college. And yeah, he's been to two colleges, but it's so different. And guys are a lot faster, guys are a lot bigger. You see a lot of different coverages than you've seen in college, and he's just picking it up, man. He's just doing well with it, and he's learning every week. You can tell he's learning every week, and he's being very mature about it. I mean, more mature than I ever thought a rookie quarterback would be. So I am excited for not only this week coming, but just in the future for him to come. I mean, it's definitely hard for the situation to be put in, but like I said before, it builds character and definitely builds faith. So I'm excited for him, and I'm proud of him for just handling the situation the way he is.
Do you want kind of, in that vein with all the guys you've missed, has it been difficult to evaluate what y'all have been able to do offensively this year, like what y'all could have been versus what y'all have been and all that stuff?
Yeah. You really can't do that. And the coulda, woulda, shouldas is it's too hard to evaluate that. And so you can only evaluate with what you have. And so, yes, it could have been great, but it could have been bad as well. But we would never know. And so, we would have loved to have those guys, but at the end of the day, since they're not here, we just have to roll what we have. And like I said, we've been doing a great job. We just haven't been putting up points. We just haven't been winning, and that's really what the result is. And so since we haven't been doing that, you really can't look at, the woulda, coulda, shouldas.
Now that you had a year to work with him, though, what's it like been working with Clint?
Yeah, it's been great. Obviously, he's come from a place with a large amount of success, and it's been good to hear him, hear his philosophy, hear his coaching. It's very different because he's not like a rah-rah guy, and obviously we had someone like that prior to this year who was like more quiet, more reserved. But the thing about Clint that I like the most is that he expects a lot out of his players because he trusts them. I know yesterday he expected a lot out of me just because he knows what kind of player I can be and what kind of player I am. And that's what I like more than a coach who's going to make an excuse for me. So I really respect him for, just being on me, because I don't want to be a guy who just gets by or, is just going through a game or going through a practice or whatever. He's a guy who just really wants to be on me and reach my full potential.
You mentioned that the last 7 weeks have been amongst some of the most fun that you've had.
Mm-hmm.
What's made that the case? Yeah,
I think guys is just like a kind of a childlike energy. Kind of a veil has been lifted more so, and guys don't have that that fog that's in their eyes, that kind of gazes in their eyes. They're having more fun, and they feel like they can play more free. And it's kind of like how you would play if you were in like Pee Wee football. I mean, obviously there's other ramifications that, you have to play within the scheme and things, but you see a lot of guys just having a lot more fun. And you see in the locker room guys are just being more, expressive, and they can talk and they can, chill and hang out. Like a lot of times before, I felt like as a locker room we weren't hanging out as much, or we're more so laughter as much. But I feel more of a lighter energy when you walk into the locker room, and when guys are on the field, you just see it's more supportive. And that's like I said, the most fun I've had, because we've just kind of let all the expectations go out the window. We just played because we're just having a lot more fun with each other.
Forgive me if I'm connecting dots that don't need to be connected, but obviously 7 weeks has been Darren Rizzi's tenure so far.
Yeah,
so how much of an impact is he on that as well?
To me personally, Riz is a guy I can definitely play for, because he's just like, one, we're very familiar with each other, but two, it's just he, like I said, he kind of lifts that veil for a lot of players. And honestly, it's not like any hit on anybody. It's just reality. It's just reality of what it was, and you just felt more of a lightness in the atmosphere. And so, yeah, in team meetings, he always brings up a prop and all that stuff, and sometimes it may be a little cheesy, but it resonates with a lot of guys, and it surely resonates with me. And so, yeah, when you just have things like that, it's familiar. It's someone that you can play for, and it's someone that you can really get behind and kind of push the charge. And so, yeah, he has a lot of guys' backs. He always wants the best out of everybody, but the one thing about it is there was love behind that too. And I think that's the biggest thing in just coaching in general. Like, you can't do a whole lot of correcting with not a lot of love behind it. So Riz is, I'm not going to lie, he's done a great job, better than I thought he was going to. And obviously I've been in the special teams meetings with him, but it's different seeing him in the head coaching role, and he's done a great job. All right.
Good talking to you.